I don't do great, though. I don't tend to feel great. I will reserve the right to make my shots a bit on the short side. Oh, but it tastes so good. I like rum, and I like to chase it with Coke. How is everybody? And it's appropriate because I had the pirate hat. Alright, so I'm painting up. That's appropriate. I'm painting up Grog. Well, I added a okay, so, let me show you the shot glass, guys, because that's part of the reward. So I got this awesome shot glass. Move, Grog. I got this awesome shot glass from Bunny, who's a.k.a. Crimson's wife. She brought it home for me for Christmas. And I was like, exactly! I'm like, this is too cool not to put on stream and not to make a channel point reward. And originally I was just going to throw Coke in it, and Gareth called me lame for doing that, and I don't disagree. So I just kind of was like, alright, I'll get some rum, because I like rum. I have a pirated heart. By the way, I'm fine. So, go figure. Alright, so, and this is appropriate. As is appropriate for a stream that started with a drink. I'm painting up Grog from Critical Role. I don't have her, but not long ago I finished Keyleth, and then I took a little break to paint Finn, the leprechaun. So now I'm painting Grog. I'm going in order. I started it when the cartoon or the animated series released, and I am going in order of the way the minis show up on in the credits. So Grog was the second one, and he's my husband's favorite. I mean, I was gonna say Garrett's with the peer pressure, but I was sort of willing anyways. I will say this, I'm not a drinker normally, so. Alright, so the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to Google I'm gonna go to Google Images. Wow, can I type? No, apparently. Google Images, because I want a picture of Groggy from the cartoon. So it's legend. I should actually type. And by the way, I saw most of this week's Critical Role, and oh my god, it was amazing. It was all basically backstories about the characters, and it was so good. So Grog is kind of blue. I gotta get, that's alright. He's kind of a blue-gray, he's fairly gray. I mean, that's not bad. I guess it depends, too, what light. Some of the pictures he's more blue, and some of the pictures he's more gray. I'm going to go with probably the more bluish tone. And yes, I'm going to have to try to paint those tattoos. There we go. This is a good starting picture. Well, we got, alright, so we got a post. Might remind you, I'm link friendly, so like Maddith, if you have like anything you want to post. Oh, also, guys, Maddith is coming back to streaming. He needs follows and such, and people to come view him, and he's going to be streaming right before me on Saturdays. So now we're a triad. So, here, let's do a little shout out. I've always wanted him to come on here and post inappropriate things. I'm going to have to put a mature tag on this stream, by the way. Unfortunately, I think I only have adults watching. But I probably need to do that, especially if I'm drinking alcohol on stream. Well, I love you too. I really do. And by the way, you did see, yeah, you saw Clyde. He's the one this is the guy who made Clyde the Dice Guardian. I painted him back a bit ago. But well, it's not just that kind of inappropriateness. It's other kinds of inappropriateness. All right, let me find. Oh, I might have to mix this color to actually find a good blue gray. I mean, this color's not a bad start. It's kind of a bluish tone, but I think I want to go a little more. I had picked out a color too, and I don't remember what the hell it was. I brought them because I was thinking about painting them at one of the conventions I was at, and it just never quite happened. Actually, although I assume Skeleton Key is actually metallic. Oh, it's metallic. I don't want metallic paint. Sorry, metallic paint does not work in a skin tone unless it's a metallic thing. Cottage Sea. Oh, that's not bad. What is an adult? I don't know. Yeah, by the way, I've always said, if you want to promote yourself, promote yourself. All right, let me go back. Where the hell was it? So let's see what Crimson's... oh, well, wait. You don't have any pictures of what you're actually doing? He posted this. All right, I'll put it up. He posted what he's doing. And I hope he brings it... Well, maybe he brings it next week. So apparently he's making these guys. I love motorcycles in GW stuff. I like 40K motorcycles. I think they're cool. I've been painting up. I actually have 3 to paint up in that huge commission I'm doing. So, those are not his, I don't think. Those are from the GW site. But he's just showing, this is what he's painting. Anybody else get anything? Actually, I know what I'm going to do. Let's go to Discord. I have this awesome Discord channel. And let's see. Let's see what got dropped in there. Because, first of all, let's go all the way back up. Because Mini Mommy finished. She finished this fantastic... I don't know what the heck she is. She reminds me... I used to play WoW. I want to go back to playing WoW again. But she did this... It sort of reminds me of a kind of a Tauren with really huge horns. But I love her. I mean, the eyes are fantastic. I think it looks like a half-orc with huge horns. Because it's got the tusks. But I love her. I love the eyes and the tusks and that skin tone. And especially the blue, the light blue non-metal metallic right there. That is just killer looking. And the blue, of course, and the orange look phenomenal together. Mini Mommy is an awesome painter, so, you know. Oh, Crimson, were you saying they're a bit blue too blue? Are we saying the picture of the Outriders you had? Because they're not Blood Ravens. Here's the back of it. They're definitely too... It was, you know what though? Well, that's because you went non-metal metallic, I think. Whenever you go non-metal metallic, it's going to add a lot more time. Especially if you do it right. And I think you did it right. I mean, you could use a little more, although right there looks really nice on the gold. I was going to say, some spots you probably could use a little more highlighting, but it looks nice. It's and that's all that matters. And you're at the point now where it's like, I'm done. It's all covered, and that's fine. It looks great. Then we had a new person join, this Marshall, and he put, I'm just going to kind of scroll through. He put all this Battletech stuff. I mean, it is so much stuff. One of my particular favorites, I love this one. I really like that. I don't know why. I really like that one. It's just really neatly done. I like the shine, the sheen of it and all. It's really cool. And then Rathmore this morning has been posting this dude around. And I mean, it doesn't have just 2 colors in it, but pretty close. It's got 2 tones. It's got blue and orange. And everything else is sort of out. It does have yellow in it to highlight and things, but the 2 predominant colors are the 2 complementary colors, orange and blue. And just, to me, this is really good. Really solid color theory. There we go. I love the fact he did the base orange and it ties it, and then this is blue, so freaking cool. And then, alright, so that was it for that. Alright, so the metallics always take longer. Alright, let me go back to this and go back to awesome work to everybody who posted on there. It was fantastic. I think one of my favorite things, it got posted in the art section, not the mini section, was well, this week of course was St. Patrick's Day. Actually, I will actually go back to this because I want to put this up. So he posted in the art section, not the mini section, but that's okay. He did. Okay, so Ball GM, I gotta hand it to him. The Ball GM did this little guy. He cleaned him up, I think, a little bit after. He did an honest stream on, what was it, Friday? I think he did it on Friday. And he did it in an hour. And I'll dare say drunk. Because if you think, I put a time limit on, and my hydrates are for Coke. The Ball GM did this after drinking like 6 shots. I mean, he said he did clean it up a bit, I think, because there's a little like spot there and things. But he does really good work considering that he is half in the bag. It was half in the bag when he did it. So yeah, I said I think he cleaned that up. But otherwise, that's not bad for an hour's worth of work and when you had 6 shots. Me, on the other hand, I took a bit longer on mine. Finished. Mine's in the finished gallery. Probably right before all the... Oh, no, that's Keyleth. So that's mine. And I did him all non-metal metallic, so I lengthened it out. So basically all the little buckles are non-metal metallic. They actually... I mean, you can kind of tell here, but I feel like I could see it better on the actual mini. So it looks like it made some of the things that were jutting out a little fuzzy. I did this non-metal metallic too. The coins. And the I have cast iron pot. And really fun. And yes, I posted in the honor of Critical Role 7th day. Here's the one I did right before Grog. With Finn in the middle. And I did Keyleth. And as a little... For this, a buck and this will get me a cup of coffee. Probably not even these days. But Marisha Ray did like it on Twitter. So I'm like, I get that happy. And so did the sculptor, who would be Thomas Schlishman, who does a lot of work for Steamforged games and just fantastic, fantastic work. So that's what I got. Let's see. Anybody else? Anybody else get anything else? Hi, Rathmore. Now I see you came on. Trying to do. All right, here. Let me go back to my workplace. So yes, show off. Let's see. I was gonna say the main difference is just that. I mean, I'm still amazed that the Ball GM did that in an hour. I took I took 4 sessions on that. So that's 2 hours each. So I took 8 hours on my Finn. It should be better. He took an hour and and it came out really good. His is not that. I'll tell you what. I may be a little better, but his is not bad at all. And I don't think it's that much. It's amazing for a friggin' hour's worth of work. I still can't believe it. Alright, I think I got it. I'm going to start with this clouded sea. But I'm going to also start with the eyes. But I need the clouded sea to get the idea of where I want to go with this. I'm trying to think. I need a darker color. Stop grabbing that color. I know what. Storm Chaser Gray. That would be good. Stop it. My paper towel's trying to come with me. Oh, I also got this really awesome Game Envy web palette, and I really, really like it. It does seem to be watertight. It stayed nice. Still wet after a few days and not totally moldy. So let's see, I need white for, so I'm going to go with polished bone for the eyes like usual. And Storm Chaser blue. And does Grog have an eye color? Sorry. It's a little tight. I think it's brown. I think he's got brown eyes. Yeah, he's got brown eyes. Oh. Alright. I said it's weird. His skin changes depending on the light. It really does. Now I'm like a little one where it's a little more purple. But I think he's more blue. So I want pure black for the dot. And I want to find a brown. I need a brown. Shield brown. I don't want to go to... Hi, Dwayne. Hey, Dwayne, how are you doing on your project there? I haven't posted on my thingy lately. It's been 15 minutes, I bet. For once, I'm actually paying attention. Alright. Oh, brushes. Yep, brushes would be helpful. Brushes are still stored in my bag because I've been painting those Terminators. I've been painting my Terminators at work, so I kind of steal my supplies. Terminators, no, sorry, Dreadnoughts. I keep doing that because I painted so many friggin'... I painted 5 Terminators and I kind of get stuck on Terminator. No, Dreadnoughts. At least I got all the red edge lining done, which took a while. Because I had 2 of them. And there was a lot of surfaces, so I wanted to get as many as I could. Alright, so... we're going with... I want to go with my detail brush because I'm going to start with the eyes. The eyes, to me, are the biggest pain in the neck to paint on a mini. So I always start with them. Yeah, I know. I've seen that. Terminators are tactical dreadnoughts, but it should be dreadnought. I'm going to switch glasses because I know Grog's eyes are going to be small. The eyes on these minis are small. This is how I paint eyes, and I always like to say, especially if there's new people in chat, this is how I do it. If you find a better way that you like to do it, then do it that way. But I'm gonna go through all the steps I do. You don't have to do all these steps, okay? Some of these steps are better, are good if you do them if you are more advanced and have more practice at it. Like when you get into putting colors and stuff in. Really, it's small enough you don't need to put colors in the mini. In the eyes of the mini. I'm just doing it for the extra challenge. No! Did I limit the friggin'... I did not intentionally. Let me look and see. I limited the alcohol. Oh, there's like... Wait, is there still time on that? Let me see. Something... I've heard that unless you came right on and it's been... The only limit I put on it was 15 minutes. But if some reason there's a limit on it, let me look it up. There shouldn't be limits on anything. Well, I'm going to be so mad. Viewer rewards, channel points. It should just work every 15 minutes. Wait, there it is. Edit. Why are you being bad? Nope, it says there should be no redemptions limits to there. I have no redemptions. Fine, I'll just put 100 in. I left them blank. Try it now, guys. Although right now is not a great time. I need this. Well, he got it to work. I'll put it on after I'm done with the eyes. I need these and I can't wear it. So, to make it easier for myself, I start with the whites. So I'm going to paint all the whites. And I'm going to go outside the lines. You know why? Because I don't care. I may actually not put color in his eyes because he is raging. Thinking about what expression, too, you want to do is kind of important. If I want to make him ragey, I might make his pupils really small. Okay, Shanur, I'll see you in a minute. Virtually. So, the next step is just to add a pupil. You can do this a number of ways. I've seen paint a little V. I've seen draw a line from top to bottom. That's another good way to do it so you don't care. You know, if you're painting outside the lines, it just helps. I put a dot in there. But he's raging. And I think I'm going to just... I noticed even in the pictures I've got, when he's raging... Add a student? Context? What do you mean, add a student? Oh, ha ha ha. Yeah, sorry, I'm slow. I am just slow on the uptake. A pupil of an eye, silly. Let's see if I can add a really small dot. It's you know, he's looking ragey, so I don't know if I could add one that small though. I'm just gonna cut a bloop. Eyes front. His eyes are really like Keyless, his eyes are really small. Alright, I'm gonna do. Oh, shut up, smart goblin. Smart ass goblin. How's planning for Rising Phoenix going? Have you gotten some more I know you got at least one more GM. Because I know Dan the man's going to do it. I really want his people small, though. So now I'm just going to go back in and kind of touch around them. And I always do eyes first because they really set, to me, they, if I do a good job, it kind of drives me to paint more. Okay, now one is really small. But it looks okay. I can also redraw the eye line so there's a little white around the whole thing. Ugh. Alright, so now I'm going to take... I'm not going to put color. It's just too small. Black is fine. He's angry. I did put a color on Keyless eyes if people look really closely. I'm going to take my dark blue color, the Storm Chaser blue. And this is actually how I suggest doing eyes if you're, like, new to this. Yeah, well, I paint a lot of things that do have eyes, so I don't care. I'm going to paint eyes. I actually like doing it. So now I'm going to paint this dark line around the eyes. I don't care about where I paint outside. You notice I'm going way out into the skin. Like that. I can see that actually. But that's fine because you haven't painted the skin tone yet. Yeah, I gotta do the on the other side. His eyes are small. I said this about Kyo too. The eyes are super small. I may add a little more white or bone. You want to paint the whites off-white. That's a little more even. I'll have to go back over. No, this is one of the Critical Role ones. I painted Keyleth. If I paint the whites off-white, then what do you paint the off-whites? Well, eyes are off-white. That's the point. They're not bright white. It looks weird because because it's shadowed. Hi, Cyrus. So yeah, it's from Steamforged Minis. You can buy both campaigns as individual sets. That's all they really got now, I think, because they had a bunch of other minis. So they had like a bunch of other little side characters that they did, but those were only limited releases. You can find them probably on like eBay. But they were limited run that were released with conventions. Let's see if I can get this so that people could see what I'm doing. Actually, I'm just going to, that's fine. So, I think they're fantastic minis. I've painted now 3 of the series. I did Avantika, which is one of the convention minis. I did that as a commission. And that was the first one I ever did of the set, and I had a blast. And I'm a huge Critical Role fan. And I had to get all the minis. So I have the entire set, including both versions of Caduceus. And I'm praying they're going to come out with a Bell's Hells set at some point. Alright, so I'm not doing that. So now, as I said, I'm sticking with... Whoa, hey, get back here. It's hard to balance this. Yeah, I have to actually put my camera so that I can put my hands comfortably on the side of... When I paint, I put my hand on the side of my table. I use that to brace. By the way, always brace your hands, and I put them together like this a lot of times so that the heels, I guess these are the heels of your hands, are together. And that way, if they shake together, but most of the time, they just stabilize each other. So I don't have shaky hands. There are times that it's still nerve-wracking. So I'm going to start with this Clouded Sea, which is a really nice blue-gray. I'm going with blue-gray for his skin tone. I said I've seen like a purplish hue or just gray, but mostly I think I've seen blue-gray. So now I'm going to go back to my eyes. Now I'm going to paint that line. Yeah, I want less paint. I don't like tons of paint on my brush. I'm going to start here and sort of work my way back and make that line smaller. It's actually not, it is darker, but it's not that much darker. Like that. This is Grog. Clearly, this is a version of Grog. Now, Grog is a Goliath, for those of you who don't know. Goliath, I'll leave Goliath, both blah, 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 blah. I've only had one shot and it didn't do anything. Most Goliaths do not have beards, but Grog has a beard. Because he got a belt, I think, of of dwarven kind, which gives you a beard. I feel like they made a very healthy beard. I always thought it was somewhat anemic. Now this is just the bait. This is basically the first color I do on here is the shadow tone. So this is the darkest color. His skin's going to get a lot lighter. This is very dark though, for what I want. And he is as bald as a billiard ball, so his whole entire head. Hold on one sec, I gotta pull him away. I gotta look at something here. Yes, I thought. Oh, you know what? I think his tattoos, which I may ignore, are somewhat inscribed on him. But I may ignore that to a degree because I'm going for the one that's on the animated special, so that version. I'm sort of combining the two. I'm combining what was done on the animated thing. I'm using that for inspiration, but I'm also taking into mind what they looked like on the stream. Because obviously, like when I did Keyleth, she has the voice of the Tempest Cloak, which is the autumn leaf thing. And I did not, she didn't have it in the animated series. So it's sort of going to be a combination of both. I may actually have to go see if I can see the sculpt too of this. Not too worried if I get it into where hair is or whatever, no big deal. I'm just going to paint right over it. That's why you shouldn't be scared of mini painting and making mistakes. It's part of the process. I said it's not making mistakes to me. It's only if you leave it. But otherwise, it's just part of the process. I'm going to go see if I can find a good picture of the sculpt. Found a good Keyleth one that was done right off of Mr. Lishman's, I think, a website of his. The only thing I believe that's showing is his, like on this hand, on his, what the hell hand is that? Sorry, I'm just going way too high here. I think the only thing is his hands are the only other things that have skin toned. So while I've got the paint out, so we don't waste paint, whoops, I've got on blue stuff, and right now my other holder, my Games Workshop one, is being used to hold Baba Yaga, which, oh yeah, I need to finish. What's the date today? The 19th. That means there's 6 more days for me to finish it. And anyone else who's involved in that. Which I hope people are. I mean, it's a fun mini to do. I'll even take pictures after. If people are a little late, I don't care. Oh, actually, I'm wrong. There is more skin tone. His biceps here. Oh, of course, all his chest. Oh, God, how could I friggin' Alright, I want a bigger brush. Welcome back, Shanur. Where's my new one? The one I got with my wood palette. Because otherwise it's going to take forever to base coat if I use just that little rinky-dink brush. Plus also I feel like if you use a rinky-dink brush, you're going to have a bigger chance of like seeing, oh, let me fill that in. You have a bigger chance of seeing brush strokes. I think if you use a bigger brush, you're putting paint on wider swaths. I think it's going to hide it more. Once again, I don't care if I go over the lines. I don't care. I'm going to paint over all this stuff. Oh yeah, I do see where his, yeah, they definitely have the tattoos inscribed on them. Alright, I can switch this for the pirate hat now. Because I'm not doing the eyes no more. But I do need the glasses so I can see. Because otherwise I can't see shit at this rate, at close range. I'm real upset where I combine the two. The tattoos that are inscribed and the tattoos from the card. I don't know, I haven't figured that out yet. I'm gonna have to figure it out somewhat soon. Because tattoos may get done today. I did pick a more rocking soundtrack for my stream today too, because I'm like, yeah, it's Grog. Maybe I should do the heavy metal channel. Get in there. It's a Goliath. You have to do rock. I said, do you want me to change it to heavy metal? This is sort of punk. I'm going to push my camera back. That's better. At least for now. I said I could go to rock. You want it? Heavy metal is Chris's job. True. Heavy metal is a Warhammer thing. He does wear pants. It is a barbarian that is not like a completely naked barbarian. Grog does wear pants. Grog is also, I hear my husband right outside the room. It's my husband's favorite character. So I knew I had to get this done. Let's see, I think that's his skin in there. Well, the one nice thing about having all the skin tone, although there is a lot of other details and stuff, but the more skin there is, I find the faster they are to paint up. I'm going to go around his lip. And his mouth. Fortunately, well, it doesn't really matter. I noticed that my line around the eyes sort of blended in. Oh, hydrate, thank you. You know, I'll say thank you, Pete. I appreciate it. I could definitely use a drink. Yay, Shanur is doing Baba Yaga. By the way, Shanur, here's, as I say, I have shown it, but you've seen it, but... So, Shanur, should I be like everyone else and make these two things carrots? I keep going back and forth. Carrots. I still have to, all I really have left to do on her is the broom. And maybe make those carrots. Or parsnips. Maybe I'll make them parsnips to be different. Biggest thing in this is I have to actually put a base on it. And I have yet to figure out what exactly I'm going to do for that base. But I'm happy with the way she's coming out. She's looking good. Parsnips. I will probably do that. Snowman noses? What the hell are you talking about, yo? What do you mean by snowman noses? Oh my god, excuse me, a Baba Yaga? That might be part of... This is why I like to look up the sculpts. See what I can figure out. What's part of what? Can't help... Oh, snowman noses. Oh, I'm like... Boy, I'm slow today. Can't stop seeing carrots there. But I definitely did not register that she's wearing earrings. She is. Yeah, it's almost like, I kept thinking, it almost reminds me of like the what the hell are they called? The plugs that go in the ears. They're just very round. You know what, that's another cool thing about everyone doing this is the fact that we all pick up different things from each other. You know, you guys inspired me that those should be vegetables and not... I made them like bony looking wands, but... I think I want to make them vegetables. According to my friend Dana, they absolutely could be vegetables, so... Hey, Smart Goblin, what are you working on today? Because I know you got to be working on something. You're always painting something. I would call you prolific. Yeah, I may have to actually paint those. These lines here are really inscribed, so I may have to actually paint those to the mini on the arms rather than to the cartoon. And again, once again, it doesn't look like the cartoon because he's got a beard. All right. Now I'm going to have to figure out, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that color and I'm just going to lighten it. I think this clouded sea is a really good blue-gray. And I think if I just lighten it up a bit, it'll be good for getting that skin tone to where I want it. This is actually a great time to use like your cheapy paints. You take a break from your extra life reward painting the hut. Yay! You have 6 more days. As I said, I don't care. If you guys are late on any Baba Yaga related stuff, go for it. So anyways, I feel like this is a good time to actually use my cheapy craft paint. Is just a color to mix in. To make that color a lot lighter. It's a way to save a few bucks because let's face it, it is expensive. Paint is expensive when it comes in those little bottles at like $4 a piece as opposed to those big bottles for $1.50. And if I want to, I can just add water to it too if I find it's still too thick. I really want to do a bang up job on these minis. Oh, thank you, Baldy. So of course this is the opportunity I'll take to say that thank you for subscribing. And I'm really glad, well you didn't tell me, Miss Tommy. You came in and say hello. But I'm really glad you're here. I said thank you again for subscribing. You guys are all nuts for subscribing, but those of you who subscribe to me for an entire year, you get something out of my closet of shame where I will paint it for you. So you'll get one of my painted minis. Because basically the amount I charge for a commission is basically what I earn from my cut from Twitch in a year. It's worth a sub. So, and it doesn't matter if somebody gifts you a year's worth of subs, I'll still do it for you. Unfortunately, that's the best way I can keep track. Thank you so much, Shanar. You and Mini Mommy are like the best moderators. I probably should just give you both moderator status. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of water to that paint. I made a lighter color. I really like this color. His eyes look weird. I went to the sculpt, but the eyes still look weird. Alright, I'm going to fix the eyes because I'm not really thrilled with this. Don't be afraid to fix stuff. Or do painting plastic surgery if you feel like you're not quite sculpted right. I know it means now I'm going back on my thing of saying, you know, I painted them and did all that so that I could keep things neat, but I'm not really thrilled with the way they look. Okay, that's better. And I'll go back to okay, that is better. I'm happy with that. So right after this, so today was actually a triad. We now have a mini painting triad. So Tommy says, aka Madith Games, he says he's going to start streaming on Saturdays, and it's going to be right before mine. I'm trying to work it out so that he ends and I'll start. I may end up starting my stream a little earlier so that people can get a break in between. But he can raid us, or you can just all come over. And after that, it's the Bald GM. So we're going to have a painting triad. That was the Bald GM's words, not mine. Alright, so now I'm going to paint this lighter color. I know I mentioned I really like painting cloth, but I also like painting skin. For the same reason, I really like the way the muscles are. I like things that got soft curves to them. To paint over. This is a good color too. This is when you highlight things, you only want to go about 2 on the value scale. Sound like I know what I'm doing there. This color is actually pretty close. Because if you go too far, then it's gonna be too much of a difference between your shadow and your highlight, or your mid-tone. You want them to kind of blend in. Clean the brush. Thank you guys for being merciful on the shot glass thing. I don't think I missed anybody. Got the first one in there, and I was like, oh no. Shanur threatened to. He's like, oh, I've got a whole bunch of points saved up. I'm like, great. Am I going to have to increase the cooldown? So I don't end up killing myself? No, you guys are good. Besides, I don't really want to paint drunk. I want my painting to be good. Oh, you jerk! It's a Capmaster! I didn't even like I was talking about it. I didn't even notice. Oh, Capmaster. One of the reasons why I did this, check out the shot glass. Gifted to me. I already showed it. This is part of the reward, though, showing off the friggin' shot glass, you know. Although, if you guys do too much, I'm going to run out of alcohol. So, I don't have a lot in there. Hi, Catmaster. It's so nice to see you. How are things? How are you doing? I do actually, it's by the fact that I don't post a lot there. I do see your chat. I do see your Discord chat. I see the notifications. And I seem to be doing much better than I did on Monday night when I was flipping sloshed after 2 drinks. I was half sloshed after 1. Alright. I'm going a little short on this. Here, White Grog. This is appropriate, by the way, considering I'm painting Grog from Kirk-a-Roll. I love the fact that one of the things that I really love is the fact that you do paint with your kiddos and they paint with you and their friends. They bring the friends over too. Every fucking time. Now I can't totally blame my allergies. Oh, and by the way, I'll do it. I'll do it this time. Catmaster is a streamer too. So anybody who hasn't, follow this guy and watch him. He is an incredible painter. You know, they all say I'm a great painter. I look at their work, I'm like, what are they all talking about? They're all way better than me. So please join him. He's an amazing painter. And then you can also hear how all of his, he's got so many interesting stories, by the way. You are more amazing. You've got so many great stories. And maybe things may not end up great for you, but you have so many great stories. And every time, I know I've got to pop by your stream. And it's not just you. It's just, work has been work again. And it's just hard to, I have to focus on work. It just makes it really difficult. Which makes me feel bad because I really want to actually I want to visit everybody's streams. And I really did enjoy yours. And I should post more of my stuff on your Discord. You should join mine, damn it! I have a Discord. I even messaged you the link. You should join mine. And if you don't want to, that's okay. But basically, it's... A lot of people do post. And there are people on there that aren't on any of the others. I said that's okay. You've been it seems like you've been busier with things too. I said, I'm really glad you're painting with the kiddos. Get them started young, that's what I say. Alright, so fingers. So I'm trying to remember what you're working. I have actually seen what you're working on because I've been on Instagram lately. Now and then. I do have an Instagram. I don't post to it nearly as much as I should. I'm trying to get better at it. Although, Twitter, if you really want to see what I'm up to, Twitter's the place to go because that's where I post all my mostly daily. I didn't post yesterday because I posted so much on Thursday. Dwarves are great. Although I will tell you right now, Mr. Catmaster, Reaper Bones 6, which, we've all mentioned the Reaper Bones Kickstarters and how legendary they are. Reaper Bones 6 is March 31st, and one of the things they posted, I think that's probably in their core set, are dwarves. You were also painting yourself, too. Didn't you get one of those, didn't you get a mini in a wheelchair? And you're actually painting it as you? Lately, which I thought was cool. That's the one I saw. I mean, I thought you did it earlier, but... That was what I remember seeing on Instagram recently. Oh, and I'm link friendly. Sprack! It's Sprack! How are you doing, too? How are you feeling? Damn it, you need to finish recovering so we can, hang out. I'm having a great time actually painting this. I love painting skin. You started working when you made on Hero 4. I thought it was great. It was great that they had the wheelchair option. Although they don't have a way you can remove a leg, do they? Because I have a character. I would love to make a mini. In fact, there is one. I can't remember the company that makes it. I want to say it might be Steamforged too, or somebody connected with. It's Russ Charles, who was one of Steamforge's sculptors. They made a mini of a female elf missing a leg, and I think it was a left leg, so it's the correct one. It's good. The weather's shifting so quick, it makes me so... Oh, and that's too bad. I know, tell you what, Sprack, the weather getting warm so suddenly, I think has, killed my... Oh, yes, I saw this, and I already liked it, so... Alright, let me put this up, because this is really friggin' cool. I mean, this is really friggin' cool. You asked which side did I like better. I think at the moment, because I feel like you have more done on it, it's the blue side. But honestly, I think it's going to be a toss-up. But that is the coolest, the fact that you're doing the two sides. One is warm and one is cool. Or actually, it's only got two, it's not one, it's duochromatic, I guess. So, because you've sort of got orange and blue. And it's almost like the Rathmore piece. It's orange and blue. And that is just amazing. I can't look at chat and this at the same time. Let me see if I can scooch this over. There we go. Well, I think... Oh, you do have highlights on the warm side. But I do wonder if that's because, like here, I really see the highlights on that blue. And here I don't. You might want to actually add some more, go another step on your highlights on the red to make them catch up. Because the blue, you can really see it. The red, you can't so much. Okay, so yeah. So, hey, I nailed it right on thing. I didn't think you did. But I do like it. I like either side, honestly. I think, and also, you know, you did a great job putting the two sides together, too. And having it doesn't look like it's two sides. It looks like one image. And like you do have a light or something shining on his fleshy side so you can actually see his true colors, and then the other side's like in darkness. It's really cool. It's a great art piece. Don't anyone ever tell me that mini painting is not an art. It is. It really totally is. You could even do, I don't know, you could even add a little bit to the teeth to delineate the sides, but honestly, like you could have some that look maybe, I don't know though, it's natural light, so maybe not. Maybe you just leave it that color. The other side could be more blue. But that is cool, man. That is really cool. I told you, he's an amazing, amazing painter. You know, you don't give yourself enough credit. Also, I will say this. I really dug the fact that you did get yourself a face cam. It's been nice. It was nice seeing what you actually look like and not just the voice. Although, you know, it's funny. With me, I love voices. So, if you... Like, there were cartoons that I watched as kids that I loved when I was a kid. I love the voice. I would love the voice, and that would draw me in. The animation could be absolute crap, but I love the voices, so I was addicted to them. Gotcha Man, which is what it really is called, but it's always known as Battle of the Planets. That was a staple when I was a kid. And I looked at it later when I was an adult. I'm like, oh my god, the art, the animation is just terrible. But I love this show, and I know why, because I liked Casey Kasem's voice. Well, I like your voice too. Yeah, back to putting a mid-tone, putting the skin tone on this guy. Hey, you know, if you want to get in, Cat Master, it's still not too late. I'm doing a mini painting challenge where basically you paint up Baba Yaga from Reaper. Of course, you'd have to buy her, but the due date is the 25th of March. But there's a bunch of us doing it, so I basically put it out for a vote, and it's not my idea. I will give full credit to Tharaval on Twitter, who's aka the Father of Dragons, for coming up with the idea for this challenge. Because he does a summer version. I wanted a winter version. Because why not? I mean, it's winter. What else are we going to do? Paint minis. It's basically you get the Reaper Baba Yaga and paint her up. And get me pictures. That's it. That's all that requires. So as I said, I'm going around highlighting this piece, or as said, actually it's really putting in the skin tone. Because I feel like that's a way too dark a skin tone. That's a great shadow. Although there's a little dot right there that got missed. And that should be dark. Here we go. You have a ton of projects. So do I. I have... So I have my commissions right now. I mean, they're not numerous. I gotta take this off. They're not numerous, but they are. But the amount of pieces involved in each one are daunting. I have my 50. I have a 50-piece army of Blood Ravens, and I have a 20-piece army. I've already done 5, the first 5, and sent it off. I'm about to do the next 5. As soon as I finish the 2 dreadnoughts I'm working on, I'm gonna do that. And then I have somebody who wants me to paint 2 of their Reaper Bones Kickstarter base box sets. I keep saying, I will be getting to it, I'll be getting to it, I can't wait to do it. But basically that's the order I'm going to do them. That's what I got right now. And then occasionally I am getting some single D&D minis. I got a Darth Maul too, which you might have seen. I put that on Insta. At least I think I did. And I was really happy with the way Darth Maul came out. I will say those Legion minis are very good. They have good detail and they're very easy to put together. Yep, time to make his head a little lighter. Definitely want to leave some bits around his eyes lighter. And his ears. Any little shadow points, I want to make sure they stay in shadow. Need some clay for your Bobby. I can't. He's going to do something fancy on the base. By the way, the Bald GM, who we're going to raid right after this, he did such an incredible job on his Baba Yaga. I mean, he built a whole scene out of it, and it's just so good. And then, of course, I gotta give my hats off to the smart goblin, because he's not only painted the one Baba Yaga, he also painted the Kickstarter version, which I said I will accept. And then he's now painting the hut. I'm not going to have time to do that. Baldy's base is yeah. You know what I love about Baldy's base? I've said it. I love the cauldron that's got the eye in it. You know what? If you want, by the way, let me know. Do you want? Well, actually, the Discord invite is right there. If you want to join my Discord and throw it on there. You know what, screw it. You're supposed to paint it now, but you know what? If you already had it done, I would be happy to use it for inspiration. Technically, the challenge is you paint it within February, March. I went a little longer than the Tavern challenge goes, because I feel like it went late enough as like, we'll make sure people have time to order the mini. Alright, so one thing I'm going to do, I'm going back to my darker color. I'm going to kind of do a little edge lining around some of the edge line. That's not edge lining. I'm basically painting a shadow between these raised areas in the skin. And I don't care. If I get it on the pelts or whatever, I don't care. I'm going to paint over it. But I want that little extra line as a shadow. Oh, it's not Reaper. Well, not the same thing. Although, as I said, I feel like I'm selling here. You join the Discord, you can post whatever you want mini-wise. I would love, that's the thing is, I love to see what everybody's stuff is. No, and I get the fact, you know what? Keep an eye out if you have time later. It's not just me. It's also said, keep an eye out for Theravol's challenge too. I'll make sure it gets mentioned on my socials. But you need to join the rest of us in the Reaper Madness at the end of the month. You need to start having too many minis. Like all the rest, too many unpainted minis like the rest of us. Jeez, I guess that's his skin. I didn't paint all that. Oops. That's why I'm really glad I have a wet palette now. A wet palette again that I really like. Because now I can keep the paint and go back to it when I notice something like that. This is so recessed. I don't think I'm going to hit it with a lid this darker color too. It's such a recessed part. And then paint along there. I'm using a detail brush for this because I don't want my lines all that big. I already do, and there are more on the way if I got. I have 2 3D printer sponsors to get bored and send stuff. You know, I think I need to. Well, I have one actually. Sort of. Although he doesn't really do anything for sales or anything, but Cyanus on here, I guess you could say he's kind of my supplier. But no, that's still small potatoes. Although, I'll tell you what, folks, one of his sponsors I really like, which is TP. What's his name? TP Royal. Yes, you did hear your name. It's like saying you're my, basically, if you were sponsoring, if you actually did this and sold them and you were really officially sponsoring me. Then again, I mean, I always try to promote you, Cyanus, but if you ever want to get in the business of doing it together, and I would be glad to do it. But there's a guy called TP Roll, who is, Roll TP. Oh my God, I suck. Roll TP, because I love his stuff. Oh God, his stuff is so good. I keep going. I should friggin' ask him if he wants me at all to do any of his stuff. His stuff is really good though. See, I'm actually taking and I'm even adding some of this dark paint, some of these really recessed areas in his skin. But mostly I'm going around all the edges that have, like, all the clothing that's really stuck up. Ugh. I'm off screen! Okay, so 2 shots I don't think I'm acting any weirder than I normally do. 2 shots, I guess, kind of do it. I can still paint. Obviously, I'm still doing a good job of painting the mini, though. I'm happy with this. So, I'm not concerned yet. I'm still trying to figure out what the hell that is that I'm looking at right here. Right in this section right there. I'm not too sure. Alright, where else am I gonna go? I think if you ever wanted to do comic style minis, you better learn how to do this sort of shading or shadowing. Where you line everything. There will be tattoos. May not happen today. I'm really sad though, because all the people, unfortunately. Let's see, I'm glad so I don't have a 3D printer. I would have much more conversion. I would have much more conversion capabilities, but then I'd have more shame piles. Piles of potential, dude. Get it right. It's piles of potential. That's what it really is. Did I get it all? No, I didn't quite get it all. Alright, so I need to get in here. I have so much pile of potential, it's not even funny. I said, I suspect, I've never counted it. I know there are those of you out there, and I think it's really cool that you do, that go through and catalog all the minis they have. And maybe that's a smart idea. There have been times I've actually ordered minis that I had. Because I went through and looked and totally missed the fact I had them. Then I just throw them into my pile of stuff that I can give away for people to paint. Alright. Viking! Hello? Hi, Viking! I remember you. You hang out on Baldy's stream, right? Yeah, I know you hang out on Baldy's stream. Alright, now I'm going to take... I'm going to go over this. And only leave a little bit of that liner color. Sort of blending that color in now. Yeah, I was going to say, I think there's people that, oh, so Viking, today is it's mini painting triad day. We had Madith Productions, who is starting to get back into streaming. Actually, I'm going to throw the shout out again because he needs some followers. He hasn't streamed a lot, and he hasn't streamed in like 8 months, and he came back in it. So I want to get him followers. So people should follow him. And he also is the one that made Clyde. Hi, Bun! Your shot glass got used. feeling pretty good right now. Oh, jeez. So it takes 2 to get me, not 1. But at least it was 2, not friggin' 1 to get me like the other night. I still don't know what the hell happened there. How you doing, Bun? I'm definitely one of those ones, by the way, sending you healing vibes. Because I think you have a foot issue. By the way, I said you have no idea how good that shot glass is. And how you were right. When you said that shot glass was appropriate, you were right. In so many ways. So, I wonder if I should put it on there again. Foot sore that need immediate medical treatment gonna be laid up on. Oh, right after you started a job. I hope your job is understanding, by the way. So please, everybody send her some love and some healing vibes because we want that foot to get better real soon. I'm now also outlining my fingers. Groggy's fingers. By the way, drinking on stream is appropriate because I'm working on Grog from Critical Role. And he's part of the Strong Draw family and they make ale. So my husband has the Strong Draw ale shirt. As I said, he is Critical Role, Grog is his absolute favorite character on Critical Role. I think that's got to be his hand. It's going to be now. They're saying it just needs to be treated. Well, you know what? The fact is I believe you work in a medical facility, so they better be understanding. Wait, Yeah, I think Madith has disappeared. And that's okay. I didn't expect he was going to stay for the whole thing. He may pop on to Baldy's, though. So, yeah, we're doing a whole thing there instead. Let's see, where the hell. Madith, you and Baldy do the triple header. No, it is today. It's today. And it's Madith, Madith, me, and Baldy are doing a triple header. And he starts at 11 o'clock Eastern Time. There was a little gap there because he ended about noon and I started like 12:25 is when I go live. That's when I put my stream on and I go live at 12:30. So now I said I'm just going back over things to sort of maybe blend them in more. That's right. Never mind. I remember what I was doing. I'm going to go back in with this dark color. And I'm doing the fingers. By the way, is Baldy still Baldy's still, right? Baldy, you're still here. You're still here. Baldy, I was saying how amazing your freaking leprechaun was, considering that you had like 6 shots. By the way, I'm feeling it now after 2. 6 shots would friggin' kill me. But it's not bad. I'm just sort of lightly buzzed. But the thing is, you painted that damn leprechaun in 1 hour. With 6 shots, and I'm still in awe of what you did there. Yeah, Viking, you were one of the ones that was a problem. Of course, the other thing about... Oh my god! Yeah, but you weren't painting at that point. Wait, it was 7? Did you get hit one more time after I left? Because I think it was 6 when I left. Oh my god. So... Yes, Viking, I have a reward in my challenge, by the way. I'm like, oh my god. Yeah, I'm feeling it. I have a reward in my channel points, which basically you can make me take a shot. But I have a 15-minute cooldown on that sucker. And if you pick the hydrate, I drink Coca-Cola. Okay, you were too drunk to count. Well, remember, I did leave, yeah, that's the thing. I think you get more in overtime. Remember, I had to leave your stream about 15 minutes before you finished. Unless you went 30 minutes or longer, depending on how many channel points Viking blew to extend your time. I had to leave at 4 o'clock my time because work was over. I did actually listen to his stream. I got to get to everyone else's too. I do kind of miss it. But work wasn't so obnoxiously bad that I couldn't put on a stream on Friday. I think the best thing, though, was your answer. You managed to get tweets out on the pictures of your mini you did. And then you had a glass of milk. And then you found your bed and passed out. And next thing you knew, it was morning. Congratulations, Baldy. The problem is, I game after this. So, actually, no, I don't. Well, there's a bit of a time, so I'll be okay by game. You're safe. I'm not channel points. Yes, I made sure I made it enough channel points so you effers can't just friggin' spam it. And I put a 15-minute cooldown. I keep thinking it should be a half-hour cooldown. I was doing a little research on how many shots is too much in an hour, and people were saying 2 is pretty good. So, but I did make it a reasonable amount of channel points. If you're gonna have me do something like that. Schnur, on the other hand, I thought Schnur was going to come on here and spam it every 15 minutes because he came on and said, "Oh, I have enough channel points to do it." I'm like, please don't. This is a painting stream. Alright, so now I'm going to start highlighting the lighter color. I added some more white to it. One thing I'm going to try to do is not go all the way down. I'm going to try to keep lighter things with the direction the light is coming from. One of the things I was knocked on at ReaperCon, or basically given good criticism for, was the fact that the highlights on the parts that are away from light were too strong, basically. So there was no distinguishing between the highlights up here and the highlights, like under your arm or something like that. They should be different. So I'm going to try to do that on these. These minis are ones I'm trying to really do a good job. Partly because I want the people from Critical Role to actually like them. That said, I'm happy. I got a like from Marisha on Keyleth, so I was like, I'm blown away that she liked it, and so quickly too. The other thing I'm trying to do on my Twitter things is I really, really, really want to make sure I attribute everything to all the various parties that are involved. Let's see. Are you going to push the skin color towards white? Not totally towards white. He is definitely a blue-gray, and I want to keep it that way. But I am going to go, the highlights will definitely be, I'm going to do at least another pass after this that's going to be lighter. But I don't want to go white. And actually I'm going to blend this in because this value is a little bit different. The value between this and the previous color is a little bit too different. Damn, I still need to pack my painting stuff from last night and get it packed again for tomorrow. Are you doing painting at club tomorrow? I modded for a streamer who did the Shorts channel point rewind. As Jesse said, a 15-minute cooldown. I said, it'll be fine. It wasn't. He was wasted. Yeah, you got to be really careful. I mean, you guys are being really cool. Because, honestly, only 2 of you have done it. But, you got to be so careful because there are people out there who will just take advantage of it and try to get you hammered. want to blend that in more. I mean, some of the skin, it's a fairly, like down in here, it's a fairly sharp drop off. So there's going to be a difference between, you know, the highlights at the top. There's going to be a pretty sharp difference. Mini Mommy, that was a good suggestion, by the way. And I still wonder if a 15 minutes is enough. But as long as you guys don't abuse it, I will leave it right where it is. If it gets abused, then I will change it. I also say I have veto power over anything that you guys put up for channel. Channel points are free. At least you just get them while you're watching. So, but I will veto anything that I feel is detrimental to what I'm doing here. And I hope you all think that's fair. I asked Baldy about at some point whether he was sure about it. He was confident. Well, the thing about Baldy, I'm going to say the thing that you did, and I think that you probably should have just stuck with hydrating, was you made your hydrates also part of the challenge, part of the drinking challenge. And I'm like going, I won't do that. My hydrates are strictly for Coca-Cola. You did paint at Warlord Kreska's Garage Club. Oh, okay. This was asking about his paint club. He painted at Warlord Kreska's Garage Club, going to our gaming club tomorrow. I'm really glad that you're actually painting at your gaming club. Here you go. Catmaster wants me to release the Kraken. Alright, so. By the way, yes, and I have just elite point rewards for other things than drinking. So please, you know, the channel points are free. So here's the Kraken. So I painted this Kraken. I don't know if Catmaster's seen this guy. Like this, his mouth. He's gonna eat you. He's gonna eat all of you. Ah! Actually, if I go like this, it'll look more normal. Whoop. Come on, come down. There you go. Ah, there we go. But here's the Kraken. I have the sound alert things. There we go. Oh, a little high. So this is, I don't know if you've seen this, but Pete the Hydrator popped back on. So this is my Reaper Kraken. It's hard to show the whole thing. But this is what I did. I do like to just have them make random appearances, or maybe they're not so random, they're what people do. It just sounded great to have released the Kraken. But I had fun painting him. It's a great model. One of the Kickstarter ones that I bought. That's why, you know, I got a lot of great minis from the Reaper Kickstarters. The problem is I have a lot of great minis that are sitting in my closet from the Reaper Kickstarters. Also, technically, the Critical Role ones, they're all from a Kickstarter too, because Critical Role and Steamforged kickstarted the set of minis. You can buy the Mighty Nine, and you can buy Vox Machina, which is where Grog comes from. Yeah, that's right, the booze. Yeah, booze, the shots. As long as you guys don't abuse it, I'm not going to change it. But if you guys would start abusing it and I get too hammered too quickly, I'm friggin' gonna... I don't want to take it off completely, but I will change it so that I don't kill myself on stream. I think that's fair. Alright, I'm going to see if I can make this color a little tiny bit darker. I went a little too light. No, alcohol abuse is bad. Plus, remember, Pete, this is a mini painting stream, and so isn't the one she's talking about. We want to paint good minis, and if you guys make me hammered, I'm not going to paint good minis. Alright, so now I'm going through, and it said I'm highlighting. Now it's starting the highlighting actual process. So I added some white to my skin tone color, and I'm just going over things that are catching more light. And I'm going to try not to knock him off his base. That would be bad. You know, paint the hydrator. Oh, actually, no. I would veto it because this one I want to paint to the actual colors. I probably should take off the color. Although, in reality, I could try to add some pink. But you got to blow the channel points to get me to add pink. I did reduce the channel points on that, too. But I made that a fairly costly point because for something like this, it would be a ridiculous challenge. Yes! Alcohol is dehydrating, so technically you should not be drinking alcohol during a hydration. Which is why I argued with Bald GM, because he was using the friggin' even the hydrates as a chance to take a shot. And I'm like, that's not hydrating. But you know, it's his stream and his rules. And it's what do you want to do? Plus, it was the day before St. Patrick's Day. I totally get it. Alcohol abuse is bad. It's bad. Don't dilute it with other drinks unless they contain more alcohol. That'd be real alcohol. Wait a minute! I like rum and Coke, damn it. And Coke does not have alcohol in it. I like alcohol for the... I don't like alcohol by itself most of the time. Although rum is okay. Rum has a good taste to it. But a lot of the drinks I don't like the flavors of. They just... the alcohol taste just isn't good. So I like having something else with it. Going over my fingies. I said, I really do like doing skin tones and such too. I like doing skin for the same reason I like doing clothing. Because I like the fact you can get really effective highlights and shadows from it. Especially well-muscled skin, too, like this. Okay, Baldy. Oh, God, what time is it? Oh, God, it's 20 minutes. Oh, I see. We're just... No. The other thing is, too, my whole philosophy on my channel point rewards that interrupt me from paintings. I don't want to be interrupted a ton. I want to paint. I guess next time is going to be tattoos. That's what I'll be painting the next time on next stream. And next stream will be Monday. So now, let's see, I'm going to say, be careful and don't drink dehydrated. I believe that's water, man. I know people have done that, which is friggin' hilarious, by the way. If I'm right. People have, like, punked these people that will... Everything good is bad and everything bad is good. And the people have been punked into being convinced that because if you put the chemical name water, it sounds like it's a chemical. Alright, so now I'm painting some of the... starting to highlight some of the stuff on his face. So you want to make sure the highlighty stuff would be like his nose, his cheeks. His chin is kind of hidden underneath his beard, so I won't be doing that. His ears. But some of these lower parts under the cheeks and this part of the face. That you don't want it. You want to leave darker. You want to get the highlights of the cheeks. And I said, if the chin is showing, you want to hit the chin, the nose, and the forehead. Those are going to be your lightest spots on a face. You want to leave a shadow around the ears. So the ears will stand out. Well, I'm going to try to. And you do his cheeks. Even I like right here, it's actually kind of a shadow spot right in that spot, right where your nose connects up to your forehead. It actually is an indent, so it kind of is shadowed. So I try to always leave a little spot there that's a little darker. His eyes are still funny. I think it's because the left eye, it's kind of going down, and the right eye is sort of still straight. His eyes are so tiny. It's that the eyes on these things are so tiny. Now I'm going to see if I can go to that lighter step that I had. I'm getting to a point where basically the skin is going to be done. Okay, I'm back. Ah, jeez. I actually made it down my stairs without falling. No, it's okay, Baldy. Oh, thank you for the bits. You didn't have to do that. No, thank you. And you know what? It's okay. I actually don't mind extra time because I love painting. Yeah, you know what? It's weird. Whenever I go off the air, I guess you call it the air. But whenever I go off, I got the wrong headphone in. Yeah, I do. That's why I won't stay in. Whenever I go off, I'm like, what do I do with myself? So, honestly, I wouldn't mind just sitting here having this on all the time while I paint, but it's nice to have some private time too. Alright, so I was painting. I'm back to highlighting all his skin tones. This is going to be the fun part. There's all the stuff in the back. There's some wonderful, 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 wonderful ridges and stuff there. Thanks for letting me take a break. So we will be doing this for the next 2 weeks. The next time, let's see. I'm going to actually be on Saturdays for a while now. At least I should. I'm trying to think of when. I know my brother has a birthday coming up. I know we're going to have to go up for that. I may miss. That'd be the weekend of April 3rd. Or right around that. And then next time after that should be Rising Phoenix Con, where I will be at the con doing what I do. Bringing all my paints and myself and, doing basically a paint and take. Or as I like to call it, a pick and paint. Because I'm not sure if Reaper has a copyright on paint and take. This is so good. I love all these little raised areas. It's so good. Don't forget, those of you there or didn't hear earlier, if you have anything you want to share, of course I did share some stuff from various people that posted on I have a Discord that I just, like to have it to hang out with people there. Because I did jokingly say that I'm going to rename the Hanging Out at the Tavern to the Good Morning channel. That was a joke, by the way. Keep posting, please, even if it's just good morning. Normally I'm already set up. Yeah, I knew you were visiting your parents because you mentioned it in Matta's stream. Normally I'm already set up before you start streaming, but I visited my parents and they had some computer problems and it took longer. And I forgot I was on my bicycle, which meant an hour and 15-minute ride instead of 20 minutes. So I'm running late. But you also have another hour that you didn't account for. So thank you so much for pointing that out. I would have been I would have hit 2:30 my time and gone, why the hell isn't he on? Well, now I know why. That's good. I wanted some more time to do some more of this because I am not done with the skin yet. They said my hubby will be happy. He loves Grog. There's a little bit of a divot there. This is pointing upwards. I want to put a little bit lighter there. I'm going a little lighter too than I just did a moment ago. So I'm going to hit all those areas again, like the nose, the top of his skull. I think I want to go at least one more. I'm going to leave that because I'm going to go one more step at least. Of course, if other than Crimson, if anybody has questions about painting or what I'm doing, please ask. Because Crimson just asked if I have $5. Right now the answer is probably no. I did my usual thing at work. Welcome back again, Shinner. So I did the usual thing at work. Those of you in the States, we have March Madness, which is the NCAA tournament, or the college Division I basketball tournament, where basically they're all a bunch of pros anyways. And I play because I've actually won. So I do play it. Plus also it's a good social thing to do at work more than anything else. I haven't won it in a while, but I won 2 years in a row. I got lucky. That's really all there is to playing that, is to doing the March Madness, is you gotta get lucky. I haven't even looked to see what my teams did last night, but I'm pretty sure half of them lost. I'll bomb out in the first 2 rounds, and then I'll make up ground in the later thing. So I'm pretty good at picking who I think is going to be who's going to be at the end. But basically, it's $10 that I donate to somebody else most of the time. And I have to figure out how those tattoos go on his shoulder there. I know they look in the Vox Machina thing, but because they have them incised, I'm going to probably go with what they got. The interesting thing is, usually when you paint highlights, right? Okay, it's all that technology. Hold on, I read what Baldy said here. Hey, Kay, it's all that technology that does not do what I want it to do. It never does. I know, you've been having a lot of issues with, my antithesis is the friggin' sound on here. And it seems to be yours too. So, what I was just going to say... One thing's when you think of light, you always think of like painting the areas on each section. A lot of times you paint the higher areas, so the areas that towards the top of the mini. You paint those lighter and you work your way down to darker. Except for in things like this, they've got this in the way, this thing. In reality, the bottom part is what you actually make the lightest color because you have the shadow in the way. No. No. I'm going to have to go back in there because I made the whole thing. I want to go a little darker towards the top. I only have the bottom of that light. I'm just going to go over it and see if I can hit it. Oh, let's see. Oh! Polly is sharing, so let me put this on. Whoops. There we go. So that's what you did with the... How do you like them? So that's what he did with the Army Painter contrast paints. You know what's really interesting? I don't know if you did one color over another, you mixed them, whatever, to get this, but it looks like you took the blue and put this color over it, the one on his belly. And so it got that purple. By the way, purple. I love purple. Those Army speed paints seem to be quite good from what I've seen so far. The only thing I heard is the fact that if you put them over each other, they can, they don't like dry quite right, but you gotta learn to work with them. It's like anything else. So far, so good. They only rehydrate. Yeah, that's the perfect way to put it. They rehydrate after drying. So you've got to be careful. I guess if you let them dry for a number of days, they won't do that. Sorry, guys. I've heard a lot of horror stories about speed paints. Yeah. Weeks after dry. Maybe they do, and maybe they do. But, like every other thing, even like remember, even the Games Workshop speed paints or contrast paints, I mean, even they get their issues too because if you're trying to put them on a flat surface, they don't work real well. They basically, they're uneven. So, it's learning to work with the paint you have. Any paint's like that, It doesn't matter even if it's your standard acrylics. You still have to learn how to work with them. Some of them are really translucent and see right through them, so they're not great for painting over the top. So you got to paint white underneath them. Some of them, they don't have the trouble with them rehydrating per se, but you do still have to learn how to work with any one of the paints. It doesn't matter. They all have their things. They have positives and negatives to everything. Like, I think with acrylics, they dry a lot faster, to Wapple, James Wapple swears by oil paints because they don't dry fast. But that's the thing, they don't dry fast either. So if you need a mini to get done quickly, it's not happening. It'll get done quickly, it'll just take forever to dry. But that looks good, I like it. But whoops, that's not the right thing. I clicked on the wrong button. There we go. So I think they're good. From what I heard, they're good, but that is a problem with them. You can use that to a good thing with a wet brush. You can take off the paint for highlights. Oh, that's an interesting thought. That's what I mean. Learn to work with the paint. All right, Pete. I still have some more Coke. But you can use that to. All right, so you can take off the paint for highlights. And I'm going to try if giving the speed paints a matte varnish in between. Yes, I have heard that. If you actually seal them, it will prevent them from reactivating. That's one way I've heard to deal with it. In the reactivating, you can blend really easily. That's what happened with the red and blue in the model. See, so that's how you get that color in between. And I think it looks cool. That's it. All these paints, learn how to work with them. And these specialty paints, like the contrast or these speed paints, learn to take advantage of some of those flaws. You may actually be able to do some really incredible effects with the fact that they reactivate. You can blend things in more easily. So, consider that. Work with the parameters you got. I, at some point, would like to try them myself. I've always said that I thought there was more stuff you could do. Why the hell are you banning me? This is my damn channel. You can't ban me. I wonder if maybe I should put some streaks of... Maybe on the top of his head I should put a white highlight on there. I don't know, maybe, who was it? It was Viking, has a point. For now, though, I'm going to keep going over this stuff. I'm going to darken this a little bit. I swear I did not highlight this at all, and that was a mistake. This should have had a little highlight on it, or started getting highlights. There we go. It's too much to have the whole section be basically that one block of color. Pete! That's it. But of course, this band is just for fun. Boom! So I like them even better. Alright, so the speed paints, I like them even better than the contrast paints for the reactivating. I also have tried the instant paints. Contrast from Scale Color. Oh, they make their own too. And to be honest, they'll have one disadvantage. The contrast is not as good as a paint with brown black wash. Oh, that's too bad. Maybe that's why I haven't heard much about them. You really gonna go to bed now? I mean, it's only 7:30 over there, right? Or is it 8:30? It's still early. Why are you going to bed? You are not officially banned. It's a joke. Like, I'm not going to be banned from my own channel. There's a real deep recess here. I'm going to go over it with the darker color. So, one other thing, I'm going to do this as a little pitch for myself. Well, it's not just for me, it's for my cast. Guys, you should all go check out my Murder Hobo should go check out that game I'm playing on Thursday nights. Cause holy shit, it is amazing. It ramped up this week, I'll put it that way. My backstory really came out, and I'm really digging what he's doing with it. So, this needs a little lighter spots. Down here, I don't want to go all the way down because I want to keep some stuff that's darker. But oh my god, I had the best time on Thursday, and it was a shit show. Our dice are the worst ever. I'm racing. I can't. What are you racing with? All right, I want to go even lighter. I think I only want to go a little bit lighter. I may do a couple of white highlights on his head because he's bald. Why are you banning everybody? Gee, you're not banning. I said he's not really banning anybody, but just keep that in mind. I can ban people. Listen, I'm thinking of giving Mini Mommy, but the problem is Mini Mommy will show up on Mondays. It's Wednesdays you're like never here. Because obviously you must be busy. But I might I'm thinking about giving you actual moderator privileges. Is you and Shanur. Shanur would only be today. Better watch it, Pete. Better watch it. I love all you guys. I wouldn't ban anyone. The only people I ban are bots. Because screw those guys. Or rather, screw the people who control them. This should be light enough. So I'm going to put the lighter color on the bottom under so that it's away from the furthest point away from my clothing would be blocking a bit of the light. Obviously I want to do a bit lighter on his pecs here. Maybe just a tiny little bit right there. But remember, I don't want, this is recessed. I don't want it to be, maybe I'll actually go back over that. Darken it up a hair. Oh no, Pete is the streamer now. He's banned everyone. I might even keep lightening up his peck. I'm not sure. I may do that. It seems like that'll work. Gonna lighten this spot right here. This needs to be blended. Jeez. I may lighten up that peck a little more. Not sure yet, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to. I may keep going lighter. I still feel like his skin color is a little darker than I want it to be. It's not bad though. Maybe I do that. Maybe I do need to do heavy metal. Let's see, what is their heavy metal sound? Because this is Grog, man. Let's try some head banging music. Seems better for Grog. That song wasn't doing it for me. His knuckles. I got some of these little spots that are kind of raised up. His fingers on the other side, which I don't think I even... That's right, if you miss something and you're like highlighting, if you miss one, no big deal. If you're going to highlight it with more color later, so be it. It's not going to matter if you missed it. Because I'm going back over it. One thing that's consistent on skin is the inconsistency of it. This doesn't seem like heavy metal. But I like it. I've had a livery that I created on GT Sport shared. Wow. That's a lot of shares. Wish I could get that many shares. Oh, something I did last night. So, of course, we had our usual Starfinder night last night, I hosted at my house, and basically I had all my dice downstairs. So what I did was I went through my dice. I knew I had a bag down there that had dice that basically were missing pieces of sets. And I went through it and pulled out all those sets that were missing. So when I eventually finish, I do plan on, maybe after I finish these guys, going back to the going back to the high rollers. I only have 2 more left to do. Or 3 if you count the little familiar for the wizard. But only you have those 2. And I want to build a base of dice to put them all in. That includes Matt's Clyde. So it's Clyde and the high rollers. So last night, basically, I separated out my dice, and I have the ones now I can use. That's getting better. This is definitely much more headbangy music. Pardon me while I go quiet. The shoulder's a little fiddly because I think it's the tattoo line, and I want to keep those tattoo lines in place. Even if I paint over this, I'm gonna still paint all this because the color you paint underneath can definitely influence the color that's going on top. So if you have lighter areas and stuff, if your paint is translucent, that will actually influence, it'll make it so that the paint you're putting on top will look lighter. Actually, I need to fix. I must have been my shadow line here. I can't hydrate my points just thinking, well, they only come back at a certain rate, so you have to call Twitch and blame them. Although, I guess if you do think, there are things you can do to get more points. Don't remember what this, I know like joining raids is one of them. You get like a point bonus. I don't know if things like Subscribe, yeah, I guess subscribe. That's what I was gonna say. I wonder if subscribe. I wonder if you point. I wonder if Bits will do it too. Well, I said I can't do anything about that. That's a Twitch issue. So I said, Mr. Viking, I may actually do a part. God, I'm gonna push this camera back. It's like I keep going off too far to the top. Well, refresh your screen. Maybe you've got more on there. I find sometimes I have to refresh my screen to. Oh, when I first start streaming, all the time, usually I find I have to refresh my screen because for some reason. Alright, Shinner. Let's repeat. They actually tell you on here what like the rate per hour is you get on average. So I'm going to do the cheeks, the nose, the ears. Leave that little divot in there. Leave that little thing between his forehead and his nose so that it's still darker. He doesn't have a chin. I think he's got. I'm gonna have to get really look in that mouth and see if he's got a tongue and teeth or whatever, because it looks like there could be a tongue, but it's so small it's hard to tell. These glasses just don't. They're not bad. I can see a lot of things, but. They aren't totally cutting it. In fact, oh, I can see it now. Well, what it is my eyes aren't cutting it. Let's just put it that way. Hey, Baldy, he's as bald as you are. I'm pretty sure he's 28 millimeter. I mean, he's the same as. This is a Reaper. So I'm pretty sure they're considered 28 millimeter. It's just a standard. They made him so they fit in with the rest of the, What do you want? The Critical Role people are gamers. So they made him to fit in. Actually, that's the cool thing. All right, not just these are cool minis for the people who like the show. They're cool minis if you really just want like a barbarian figure. You don't have to use them for the actual characters. You can make your own. And they don't have to be Goliaths. This could just be a barbarian. I think that was one of the things that struck me right off the bat was that you can really use them for whatever. They don't have to be just for Critical Role. But I'm a huge fan of Critical Role, so I'm totally gonna paint them up as the characters. Now I feel like that is still a little too. I know I went back and darkened it. Now I feel like looking at it, it's like maybe it needs to be a little touch lighter. Just a touch. Okay, that's better. Why do you think I got bald? He's my idol. Oh God, his intelligence, knowledge about shapes and colors, and ale. Oh, like, yep. You know, I want to borrow my. I don't know if I fit. My husband is still larger than I am. But I do have a strong dry. My husband has a strong JL shirt. Maybe I should wear it on the stream. I like him so far. But that's the thing. I really like painting these guys. They are fun models to do. Don't mind me while I sit here and stare at them. Or for things that I feel like need to be changed a little. Hell, if I get him done in time, I may do, so, one of the people whose Discords I'm on is MLG Games, Mighty Lancer Gaming, and they have a monthly challenge, so this month it was like class and race and, or class and, I can't think of what it's called, it's when you paint vehicles and things. I'm sure there's somebody on here that follows that challenge. But anyways, if I get him done in time for the end of March, I may put him in there for Ordnance. That's the word I was looking for. I may put him on there for Barbarian because he just is such a great Barbarian. Alright, I guess I am going to go a step more. Alright, half hour left to go. I just keep like what I do is actually have like a puddle of white, and I just keep adding more into it to keep lightening it up. That's basically what especially on single minis where I can, where all I have is one mini. That's the problem. Armies are a bit more problematic. Because you need to match the whole army, and to make it look uniform. Although if I do anything, it's going to be orcs. I have an orc army that I've started building, and basically, to me, those you can paint whatever you want. But a lot of the ones like Space Marines and stuff, you want them all to match. So that's why I actually use the Games Workshop paints. But for something like this, and I don't mix a lot. For something like this, though, I'm only painting one mini. Mixing paints is absolutely in play. Because you don't have to mix them again later and try to remember how exactly you did them to do other figures. So that's why I do this. It needs water. I need to thin your paints. That's another always a great tip. Thin your paints. Also may need to add water to my palette. It's still damp and the paints are still actually usable, but I do feel like I can see along my edge of my palette my parchment or the paper's starting to come up. But you can just add a little, it's no big deal. And where I'm working is okay too. Sometimes I use my fingers to sort of tap the paint in. I don't see anyone else doing that either. So maybe find an original technique. I don't know. But sometimes I'll take my fingers and kind of tap the paint in. I've always wanted to kind of invent a technique. I said some of this will get covered over. Now this is getting really light. I'm going to try on the sides here to hit those high spots. Just the high spots. Let's see. Gotta flip it up so I can figure out what I really want to do here. Darken this up, because this should, up here is sort of being, should be somewhat shadowed. I'm not darkening, I'm basically taking a little bit of my original color and just going back over that. And as I mentioned earlier about how it can be influenced by the color underneath, it's not going to be as dark because it's somewhat translucent, and I'm painting it over a white spot or a really light spot. You want to play with stuff like that and experiment and find out what works and what doesn't. And you want to find out for you, because it says, as I like to say, my techniques don't necessarily work for everybody, and not everybody's techniques work for me. It's finding out what works for you and your path in this particular hobby's journey. This is pretty good headbanging music. Need to I feel like I almost need to get I knew what everyone else does. Have a camera come over my shoulder and look this way, but I feel like that'd be in my way. That's pretty good. I'm going to leave the rest of his hands alone, or that hand alone. Keep in mind, too, paints will tend to dry darker. So I put on something that looks super contrasty. Viking! Oh, alright. Have a great rest of your day. I guess you're not going to be on hanging out on, or are we going to see you in the Ball GM stream in chat? I will definitely be there. Thank you so much for dropping by, though. I appreciate it. I love having people to chat with. I'm just going back over some of that dark paint. Going back and forth is also a key. You know, try to behave a bit. Do you think he's going to behave? One of the things I've said too right along, contrast is such a key part of this. So putting down a really dark shadow and then blending up to a really light highlight, it'll make your mini pop even more, especially when you're doing things like non-metal metallics. That's kind of why too I keep leveling, you know, going up lighter and lighter on the skin. Plus I do want to sort of read a little bit lighter. I want to lighten that up there. I'm going to go back over this, but needs a little better blend. Blend, blend, blend. No, I still have to do the top of his head. I think that's the thing. I really like working with the shapes on the mini. It's fun. It's fun to me. I have an interesting idea of fun. Then again, I think a lot of us who are geeks in this thing, and we all have an interesting idea of fun, and it's a great idea of fun. No, I don't want to go that light. I just want to darken up. this right here. Also, just as a note, as I'm taking paint, yikes, I don't want to do that. As I'm taking paint, I'm also wicking it off a bit. Let's see, I'm going to add, it's a pretty deep recess right there. I think I'm going to add a little bit of dark color to this. Yep, I sort of hit a spot. That's all right. I'm also going very light-handed, which I think really works in your favor as well. Also, what I find, and it is said, is that when you're painting, you want to go in the direct. You want the place your brush last touches will leave a bit more of a deposit of paint. So, if I'm blending, if I want my light part down here, I want to start at the top and drag down, or vice versa. "15 minutes. I knew that last hour was going to go by. Even if I went on an extra hour, it was going to go by fast. Especially since I really enjoy painting this mini. Time flies when you're having fun. I guess I gotta do his head. Now I'm going to try to just do the top of his head. Trying to figure out where I put a highlight on his head. Boy, it's raining pretty good out there. I was thinking today is a great day. I posted this. I said good morning. And today is a really great day to paint minis because it is crappy outside. Trying to blend that in a bit. where did it scan? It should kind of blend. I mean, the transition should not really be noticeable. I know you're supposed to use a hand rest, and I never do. Oh, it just started pouring. Gotta get the ear. You're definitely want the ears to look like they're above, so they definitely need to be highlighted. So, I mean, maybe go on Baldy's stream and see how the light interacts with his head and figure out. Right, Baldy? Is that how I should figure out where the light should fall on Grog's head? Go to your stream and see how it falls in yours? I know he's getting ready for his stream. Well, too bad. I meant to ask him what he'd want to do. Nice and sunny in Florida. Oh, that's where you're at. You're in Florida. Well, I kind of hate... I don't hate you. Believe me, Dwayne, I don't hate you. Oh, I asked earlier. So, Baldy, should I use you as a model for this guy and figure out where the highlight should fall on his head? Oh, Dwayne, I don't remember if you answered it because it was like, and I remember asking, how are you coming on your vault? Oh, God, what the frig is that called? The Obsidian Crypt. Dwayne is making the Obsidian Crypt, which I'm all excited for. You haven't posted pictures in a while, so how is it coming? Or have you not worked on it lately? Because honestly, we're all busy, so totally understandable. Slowly. Yeah, I feel you there. By the way, it tastes, honestly, this is not a race. 2. Only 2. The second one was starting to tip me over that top, too. The first one didn't do diddly squat either. So, I mean, it's safe if you want to hit the button. Otherwise, I have veto power on how many shots I take in a round. You got the walls and the roof painted. Cool. Alright, Pete probably doesn't have the channel points to do it. But a lot of you are sitting on... you're the one that scared me, because you actually came on my thing and said that you were sitting on a load of channel points and you could friggin' just keep hitting that button. Although I said I put a 15-minute cooldown so you wouldn't abuse it. Not you necessarily, but the royal you. I said I want my mini to come out good too. I don't want it to be bad because I'm drunk painting. If I do that, see that? There you go. There you go. So if I ever do this, I almost tempted to put it'd have to be a Saturday. Preferably when I don't have anything else going. Not even games. Well, you just lost your moment. And there's 15 minutes left. But if I do that and then we do basically like a chat says. So you guys tell me what to paint, what colors I have to use. I'm running out. It's amazing. I don't know. I don't feel like I've taken that many shots in this thing, and I haven't had it that long, and it's like almost gone. I'm not doing a full one. I'm gonna do. Oh, I need more than that. Oh, screw it. I can do more. I am running out. Oh no!
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, that felt like it was gonna go up my nose. Ah, there's your cheers. It is so good with Coke. Oh my god. Good Coke helps. Oh man. You know, it's funny, I'd say everything looks blurry, but everything looks blurry anyways. Alright. I gotta figure out what to do with the top of his head. So I'm going back to... You guys can't see this, but I'm going back to my... Oh no, where did it go? Apparently I lost my images thing. Because I had it up. Legend of Vox Machina Grog. I just want to see if he's got a shiny spot. Not really. Maybe I should do bald head. There isn't interesting. So there, well, it depends on where they're at, where they're getting photographed. But most of these, they don't have like a really shiny white highlight. That's interesting. Because I thought, you know, like hair is kind of shiny reflective, so isn't skin. But interestingly enough, we don't paint white highlights in skin. It doesn't look right. Oh, that was good. Alright. Well, I'm going to add... I think I'm going to add a little bit of a white highlight to his head. But you know, it's probably going to disappear because I'm going to do the tattoos. And the white's not really showing up super much. Maybe put one along his pec. Maybe get a little more paint. I think that's pretty good. Now I gotta vamp for what time is it? Oh, it's 3 minutes too. I don't really have to vamp. Great. Okay, so it is time. Oh my god, I'm bringing in a good amount of people too. Thank you, God. Thank you all for sticking with me. So I'll do my usual. I have other streams, and now I understand that a lot of you are overseas, and when I stream on weekday nights, you're all sleeping because it's like late at night. You're 5 hours ahead, 6 hours ahead, whatever. But for those of you who are on this side of the pond, I do stream on Monday nights at 7 o'clock, 7 to 9, or maybe even later. I went an hour later last time too, and right to Gareth's stream, so I just rated him. But Monday nights, 7 o'clock. And then Wednesday nights, well, I know you're not streaming yet, but you basically have 2 minutes now. So I'm going to start this now. So yeah, Mondays at 7, Wednesdays at 8:30, the same bad channel, and I will be continuing to work on Grog. So if you want to see how he develops, next time... Oh no, that's right! I've already gone a friggin' hour later. Alright, so Baldy, I'm sorry. What do you want to do, or what are you going to do? Can you not stream then? Is there any chance that you're going to get it working? Can chat basically... No. Can chat sit there and we all can identify the problem and fix it for you? Shit. You even got me to go an extra hour. You didn't know. If there's no chance, then I will bring you to somewhere. Maybe I'll bring you to Next Level Painting. That's who I've got on my list that is streaming. I mean, there's a Paizo game going on, and then there's Lady of the Drow, which I'm not sure what she's doing. Oh, Final Fantasy 14, that's what she's doing. But I tend to like to raid mini painting streams. But as I was saying, I'm on again on Monday at 7 o'clock, and I'll be continuing to paint Grog. And I'm sure it's going to take... Look at that. It's a new person. What? Cryo cheese? What is cryo cheese? No see. Hi, TC Gentry. Nice to see you. This is my stream. I've already been on an hour later than normal. And I'm really sad because normally we go raid the Bald GM, but his computer's not working. Which makes me sad. So I think we'll go raid Next Level Painting after this. But it's nice to meet you. I'm normally on, okay, so normally I'm on Saturdays at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. And right now I'm painting Grog. And I'll be painting him over the next, oh god, probably 4 to 6 nights of streaming. All I did was his skin tone today. But I'm pretty happy with him. I think it looks good. And I'll be on Monday night. It's at 7 o'clock. And Wednesday night at 8:30. And who knows? I also appear on M Hobo Inc., which is otherwise known as Murder Hobo Inc., where I do Between the Rolls, and I'm on their Twitch stream D&D campaign called, we call it Cred, but it's Cthulhu Rises, Everyone Dies, and that's bi-weekly, and we just play last Thursday, but the game is on, it's still on the videos there, and the game is awesome. Otherwise, we do have a YouTube, God, ugh. We have a YouTube page where all our old episodes are. So if anyone want to watch them and catch up and see what I'm doing, what shenanigans we're doing there, please do. And as I said, my thing came up, I do have a Discord server. If you are a mini painter, well, even if you're not, if you want to talk gaming or anything else, please join. Yes, there it is. So follow us, and then you can see all the crazy shenanigans. It really is a Murder Hobo stream. We are a bunch of Murder Hobos. There are plenty of other campaigns and one-shots they do, other than the ones that I'm on. Alright, Baldy, I'm really sorry. But that's basically my schedule. I look forward to seeing you again. Oh, Cryo Cheese is streaming. Alright, if you want, what do they do? Tell you what, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go and open up another page of Twitch here. And I'm gonna look them up. What's that, Cryo? Oh my god. Cryo cheese. There we go. I found them. Right. What are they doing? Are they paint minis? Oh, I think they are painting minis. Yay! Okay, we can go, and it's cryo. Alright, so I'm going to make sure. I typed the right name. Alright, then I'm going to go there. I will hit the raid button. I want to, once again, thank you all so much for tuning in. You make it worth my while to come on here and paint. I know you say thank for the stream, but honestly, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the subs. I think, I know the Ball GM subbed today, so thank you so much for the sub. And of course, if you sub for a year, and Ball GM is not far away, you will absolutely get a mini that I paint. Either something from my closet of shame or something you send to me. What? Have a great day, everyone. Okay, searching up for values. So let me, oh God. Control V. Thank you so much, though. I'm really, really glad. Maybe you did. Yes, that's how I get people to find me. But I appreciate everybody who ever comes on. And today, this was a great stream. I mean, for me, 15 people, 16 people, phenomenal. I love having people to chat with while I work. That's why I do the stream more than anything else. It's not for the subs. It's not for to have a zillion followers. It's because I like to chat with you while I'm working. So it feels like a con. I'm sorry, Baldy. I really, really wanted to stream you. Raiding you. God. I think the alcohol's hitting me. Alright, let's raid Cryo Cheese. And I'll make sure I get them a follow. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you, Baldy. I love you. Thank you for the bits. Alright, we're all there. Well, mostly all there. Alright, great. Have a great afternoon and happy painting.
Thank you for the raid. Welcome. Hello, everyone. Know when you're here. Hello, hi. It's great. Hello. How's it going?
Oh my God.
Thank you for the follow as well. Going through the same as I did. Also taking that link immediately over to Instagram. Follow there as well. Hey, oh, that green gold. Yes. Oh, you've been there. You've been painting cloth recently. Like it. Like it very much. Posted a day ago. Nice. No problem. That's what I do. I have a couple of shots in me, so hey. I'm Cryocheese. I'm a German mini painter, and I'm probably most known for my custodies. This is Trajan that I finished before starting the jet bike over 6 months ago. How's it going, Glenn? Thank you for following the Bald GM. Thank you very much. And currently, gotta reduce this volume. Also, let's skip the German. have some German songs in my playlist that I really, really love, and usually I embrace them, but right now I'm like, I just don't want to make you guys feel weird. So this is the Shield Captain that's going to sit on the jet bike that I have been working on for
Wow.
130
Holy
hours,
shit.
about 6 months total. Very fun. A lot of things to change myself. By the way, Muse's Touch, do you have anything you want to share that I can check out that you did today? That is lovely. Thank you very much. I challenge myself a lot, like doing multiple strong hours on one model, painting Grog for the first time. Those are the main challenges that I'm set out to do, and I wanted to do a very dynamic action process. It doesn't really come across so well, but it is doing really intense doing that, but I had to change the totally right along. Slants more forward. Yeah. Fly? Why are you saying everything? What happened, Fly? Everything's work, thank you very much. I guess I do.
Oh, I never even heard of him.
The link. Exactly. Me too. Just put it in the chat. We're totally link friendly. But if you want more people to see it than just people that are here, you can also put it in the Discord. That is totally fine, but no pressure on that. Only join if you want to join. It is a good place to be when you have news. Daily news. By the way, I still have to. Fun times. You didn't clean the resin before I built the sword? No! This guy's I know. That's why I'm totally fine if you don't join. Totally. Literally totally. So yeah, at the moment I'm painting up the cloth and these two connected to the pauldron. These are ones that I sculpted with a mix of bead stuff and milliput. And I regret that because I did break off the tip once. So I don't think I will do that again. 50-50 mix of milliput and stuff. Milliput just makes everything so brittle. Yeah, fly, that's it. Does anyone else have any cool things to share? Everyone is welcome to. Also, for everyone who's new, I stream every Saturday for with my custodies. I stream painting my custodies on every Saturday. Saturday is the custodies day. And all other streams that I do are times when I work on commissions. That's why there are so many links in the project command. One link of work in progress custodies, one link of work in progress commission, one finished custody, and one that always the latest finished commission. What's the latest finished commission? Untitled critical roles. Okay, I looked at that. Yes. Oh, I didn't see the cloak though. I usually try to skip through.
Oh my god.
Oh, you're doing a lot of this. My Twitter is heavily. I sometimes try to do stuff. Instagram is just my main place. Currently also creating systems of battle. Also, I tend to sing along to the music. This is my personal playlist of everything that I've downloaded, like to listen to and listen to this in my own time. So naturally, I know these songs very much, and I love these songs very deeply. So when I feel like it, and that is surprisingly often, I tend to sing along with that. Just you. It's making me very self-conscious when it's thinking about it.
I'm here though.
Just trying to give you guys a fair warning. Shazza, how's it going? Not me watching custody streams. Wanting to buy this story. Oh, pizza. Moths. No, not the moths. There's my main just because I get to reach. It's the opposite from me. I get really good reach on you. But that's also a big part of it. It's just that it's very fun. Let's connect.
Come in.
Okay.
Jesus.
After we're done. What?
I thought third shot just to be in.
Oh, sweetie.
I feel good though.
Good. Now here's what do you,
Yeah, what do you want?
what do you want to do for supper? You want to do leftover pizzas, the stew,
shit.
or? I mean,
I thought we were doing leftover stew.
Well, either way.
Yeah, I want to do leftover stew.
All right.
Yeah, get it to me now so I can fucking sop this up and I don't show up drunk to game.
All right, that's fair.
I'm okay. Is it, by the way, is it a bad thing that I'm doing this? And then I'm drunk at the end of my damn streams? Oh, wait, come back! Come back! God damn it, because you know who I'm painting?
Grog?
Yes!
Yes, I know.
So I want you to see him. You are like the biggest Grog person ever.
Just exploded the model trying to pry the children.
Oh my god, my head. Like, I got through stream okay, and then suddenly it's like I'm sitting there going, oh god.
It's a long one.
Oh, cool.
Fly is currently building one of these. This is also the next model that I will
Give it a fall back.
As you can see, I did a lot of changes to it. Made changes to it. People have called this anime sword. I don't know if I also don't know Japanese. But why not? It's literally. No, it's not the only thing I have had magnetized here.
Oh shit.